is Capital Games. I'm the Wiz.
And I'm Zero.
And it is the Weekly Dividend for February 3rd, 2023. Zero, we had a good amount of things that happened in the news this week. And a lot of it didn't really seem to need a video on its own. So we're going to do it here on the Dividend. But before we get started, we had a comment on our well, before we get to that, I should say, we are playing Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus R. Did I get that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So we're playing some Guilty Gear XX here. I actually have never played this version. I don't even know why I have this on my Steam, but we have it, and we're going to start playing that today. But before we get started, let's talk about one of the comments we had on our videos, which is for the new releases for this month. And this is from a person that's been commenting on our videos for the past few months. We notice you. Hey, how you doing? His name is Rezon X the Piggart. And he wanted to know our thoughts on a game that's coming out on the 14th called Wanted Dead. So let's fix our characters here. Are you in, or...?
I think I'm in a practice match, and I've already picked my character. And I think once you pick your character, then it should give me a notice that there's a match ready.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, you can kind of screw around while everyone's kind of doing their own thing, spectate matches and stuff. So
okay,
yeah.
All right, so I guess let me know when you're ready. Or
yeah, I'm good. I'm just screwing around in the practice room.
Well, I'm in training too, so.
Weird.
Did I do something wrong?
I don't think so. Let me try to back out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you have to go into... Or there you... Yeah, you just have to click on the person to challenge them, and that should do it.
Okay, so then I gotta go back?
Yeah, I'm sending the challenge now, so hopefully it should give you like a little notice.
Yep,
okay.
Just did.
Cool.
Here comes
right.
Daredevil. Oh, you're Kai too? Okay.
Yeah, been playing him since forever, and back when I was playing Double X Reload on an arcade cabinet in circa 2002, I played a lot of Kai, so
okay,
he's my dude. But yeah, back to the comment on Wanted Dead.
Yeah.
For the longest while, I wondered just why there was just no coverage on it, because it was just kind of weird. It was just like, okay, IGN seems to have all the coverage on it, but does any other outlet have any coverage on it? What the hell's going on? And when we had talked about this, when we had talked about, kind of debating, hey, should we go ahead and look into to the comment and everything, I had noticed that there was kind of a pattern that IGN had all the exclusive scoops, IGN had all the exclusive preview coverage, and it was just like, okay, well that's interesting. Just what the hell is going on? And then it was made apparently clear, just Koei Tecmo pretty much has IGN doing exclusive coverage, so it was just like, oh great.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. Ooh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of the thing that sort of threw up a weird red flag for me. I was just like, oh geez, Koei Tecmo has IGN basically doing exclusive coverage. Great.
Yeah, I understand why a small company would prefer to do that and go to IGN. But for Koei Tecmo, I mean, first of all, I didn't realize Koei Tecmo was doing this game. But secondly, for a big company like that with a dedicated PR team to say, oh, we're just going to go right to IGN, is kind of strange. Because on top of that, I don't think IGN is the right outlet to show that game off. Because what the game is essentially, it's a throwback to PS2 game. Wow, you're kicking my ass. It's a throwback to some PS2 games like God Hand, correct?
God Hand, maybe a little bit of Gungrave, which ironically, we had the Gungrave game that came out back in November for Xbox, which wasn't great.
Oh, no, didn't do well. Okay.
No, the Gungrave game that came out on Xbox, it did not come out in a good shape, and I think the big criticism was the fact that I guess for lack of a better way of saying it, they went too hard into the whole let's make it a PS2 game, but they went so hard in it that the Gungrave felt slow and antiquated. Where this one, the IGN preview that came out, I want to say earlier this week, basically said it has all the good points of like whatever made PlayStation games great. So
but I'm really curious as to why they decided that going to IGN was the best move here, because people who might be interested in a PS2 throwback aren't going to IGN for their gaming coverage, as far as I know, at least. Like when I went to a bunch of websites to check out what the new releases were, and only 2 websites had Wanted Dead on the list for being out on February 14th. And that was Games Hub and IGN. And we didn't use IGN on the... we didn't use either of those when we did the list of games that are coming out this month. So that's why we pretty much missed it. But even then, I'm going to be honest too, even if the list was there, I probably would have skipped it. Because there is no coverage for this game at all. Ooh.
Yep. Whoa, I
Nice.
did not expect to land that one.
So,
yeah.
I think that, and this is Koei Tecmo who's doing this, they
I
think they mishandled this, because if it's that big of a company, no wait, I don't think it is Koei Tecmo. It's people who used to work on Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. They built their own studio and are making this game.
I think it's Valhalla Gameworks or something?
Yeah, so it's a...
Oh, Itagaki Studio.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I mean, it just when you just mentioned, and it was that you thought it was probably like a Ninja Gaiden studio. I was just like, I could have swore just all the press coverage had said, "Oh yeah, this is a Koei Tecmo joint."
I'm struggling in this game. Oh my god, what the hell?
Oh,
Right.
I got sloppy. But yeah, just I want to say I believe it's a Koei Tecmo joint, but now you've got me curious. I'm gonna have to look this up while we're after we're done with this match and we're back to the character select screen.
Yeah. So, that said, because I really do not think this is a Koei Tecmo game, because if it was, they wouldn't feel the need to keep the coverage in one place. They would have no problem taking it other places. But with that, okay, it's a PS2 throwback, and it's not getting much coverage. I don't even hear any YouTubers talking about this either. Because even if it's like just IGN's doing the preview coverage, if other YouTubers are interested in something like this, they're going to cover it. And I don't see any of the usual ones that I watch are... Oh my god, what the hell? Uh-oh.
Got it.
Okay.
But yeah, now you've got me really curious. Now I gotta see this. Wanted Dead game.
I think it's 110 Studios and I think Valhalla.
110 Studios is the publisher and Salil is the developer.
Okay.
And I'm presuming Salil is the studio that is comprised of all the former Ninja Gaiden developers and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so... Oh, I know. But, yeah. But I'm going to just reiterate what I said before. I think they made a critical mistake by choosing one outlet to cover it, because at that point, you've now basically only let a certain amount of people know that it's coming, and the outlet they chose are going to be people who I don't think are going to be that interested in the game, to be absolutely honest.
Yeah, IGN is kind of a broad-reaching publication, whereas this is kind of hyper-specialized for people who kind of like the old-school, tough sort of games, kind of like Ninja Gaiden Black and stuff like that from the Xbox PS2 era, like you had mentioned as well too. So, yeah, just kind of weird to narrow all their press coverage down to one particular place that is mostly centric on just covering just a broad range of games, and then really going all out for games that have like extremely broad mass appeal. I mean, stuff like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. I mean, that kind of stuff is the bread and butter of IGN. So,
right.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird for them to go, hey, let's just go ahead and partner up with IGN. And again, just the previews, they seem okay. Especially the one that IGN had put out from one of their writers and everything. He kind of seemed to think that he liked the game, but he definitely clarified that it's kind of old school in its design and everything. So, just parrying matters, and if you don't parry, you're going to take big damage and all that sort of stuff. And I just don't see a lot of people having a lot of broad appeal about that. So, yeah, that's why for me, I'm just kind of like, not 100% sure on how that's going to go with just most audiences, because again, just the niche for that kind of audience is tiny now.
Right. Go ahead. Sorry.
And yeah, I just don't see it being like a huge seller. But I mean, if it surprises people, then great. I'm all for it.
So when this commenter Reagan, or I'll call him Piggart, actually, when Piggart made the comment on there, to be absolutely honest, I hadn't heard of the game. I'm like, wait a minute, what is this game? So
yeah,
I went and looked.
I remember it was on like a preview event. Like I think it was like the Game Awards had a preview of it.
Really?
And I was just like, okay, it looks neat, but yeah, that was kind of about it.
Right. So I went ahead and was like, okay, let me look at some trailers. And then there was a 5-minute trailer. Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked. There was a 5-minute trailer that they had with no gameplay. It was just an anime. I don't know how I did that. And but with the anime, okay, the anime was just basically this one character who was a waitress going to all of her different jobs, and that's it. It was a 5-minute animated trailer of just that, and it had Wanted Dead, Valentine's Day. I'm like, what is this game? So, and that's the other problem too. I went to the Steam page to check it out, and that's the first trailer that pops up. Like, guys, that's not gonna work. So,
But yeah, just I think one of the things that the IGN preview mentioned that was interesting was the fact that the game has kind of like a weird sort of like way of presenting important scenes with like blending both anime and like real-time cutscenes together, or doing transitions where you'll go from an anime sort of cutscene to then like back into real-time action, and it's just really kind of interesting.
Okay,
but, so yeah, just again, so weird that at like the first big trailer you see of it is literally just the animated scene.
I know it does not help its sales prospects. So I didn't know biking was in this. So So when I saw that, I just was like, This isn't helping, guys. So, what do we think the sales are going to be on this? To be quite frank with you, really, really, really low. I do not think this is selling well at all. Not only are people like us who are clued into what's coming out, we're not even aware this game was coming. We didn't even know it existed until just now, until someone mentioned it to us. So yeah. I do not think we're the only ones here. And on top of that, it's a throwback to an old era, so that's a limited audience. And I will say it again, I think they mismarketed this, so even less people who might be interested are aware of it. This has the makings of, I would say, a potential cult classic, which is not something you want when you want to sell a game, because usually cult classics happen when, this game that we never heard of is actually pretty good. We should hear about it when we get it, and then when that happens, it usually is used. So I think this will be... Alright, I gotta defeat you in this. Shit. There we go.
Oh, it's over.
Alright. So I think this will be really bad sales. I'm thinking less than 10,000. I think it's gonna be it's gonna it's just not gonna be good. And I think they mismarketed it. I think they are not showing it off as much. The fact that they didn't show this off to different YouTubers, or I guess YouTubers may have gotten it and just said, "No, we're not interested." That could be a possibility. But
yeah, like
they mismarketed it. I don't think anybody knows this is coming. So this is going to be a very low sales thing, and then if the game's good and it finds its audience, you'll find in a year or two people are talking about this game as like a hidden gem in a Middle Jesus Rocks video. I think is what's gonna happen with this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree. They would have been better off going really broad on the advertising, just making sure just everyone knew. But yeah, just by limiting the scope of things to just the audience of IGN, I just feel it's just not gonna get as broad an audience as it potentially could have. Mm-hmm. Especially again, just with very, very low awareness of the title. That's not going to help its sales. I mean, maybe in a rare chance, if just the word of mouth is just so good that everyone is just like, "Oh God, you got to play this game," then maybe it barely breaks even. But I mean, that's like a very, very narrow case scenario in my opinion.
Now, let's also be fair. Okay, I think this is a new studio, so they may not have the marketing budget. So they may have also looked at it and go, well, if we just give it to IGN, that's free marketing right there. So why not? Which, okay, fine. That might be true. But then you also I still think you chose the wrong outlet. I think, honestly, in my opinion, okay, I would have went to a YouTuber or went to a website that deals with throwbacks and retro games, gave them the preview, gave them all that stuff. I can't believe I won that. Give them the previews, and then get that niche audience that you're hitting for. I don't think an IGN audience is going to be at all interested in this. Did you happen to see what the views were like on that game or did they not even show views on the? They probably don't show views on that site.
Yeah, I honestly just don't know.
Okay.
I didn't really pay attention to how many people viewed the preview that was done recently, so I honestly don't know what the metrics are looking like as far as everything goes. So, yeah, honestly, it's gonna be hard for me to even assess.
Yeah.
To be truthfully honest.
Okay. So, sales are not gonna be great. I think it will come and go, and then if it does gain any kind of notoriety or popularity, it will be a few years from now when people are starting to realize that this game, A, came out, and B, how weird and different it is. And that's only if it turns out to be a quality game, which we don't even know that yet, because there's no preview. There's barely any preview coverage of it. So, I didn't know how I could do that. Oh my god.
But yeah, it's a bit sad because, I mean, truth be told, I am very, very, very curious about it.
Yeah, I'm curious now that I know it exists, but that's just the problem. Like, I didn't know it existed until today, until that commenter really mentioned it. So
yeah, when Piggott mentioned it, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that was a thing. Oops.
Oh.
But yeah, just I'm definitely going to be curious to see how the reviews come out for it, especially because it is kind of a polarizing sort of style of game. Because I mean, especially just with how Gungrave turned out, and that was the new Gungrave Gore game that came out in November, and pretty much that one was just kind of universally reviled. But I know the writer for IGN who's doing the final retail build preview. He quite liked it, and I remember he mentioned, he was just like, yeah, you know, if you're wanting like a truly old school PS2 game experience, but you know, just with really good cinematography work, then you know, just this one is going to be one for the books. And I was just like, wow, that's some really glowing praise from this guy, you know. Just,
yeah,
it sounds like he really, really likes this, and it sounds like he's truly being genuine about it, which is good, especially with just how IGN had that problem with Philip Mewson. So
yeah. Well, I hate to attribute one person's fuck up to a whole outlet, but I think it's just surprising by what really IGN hires and who exactly it caters to. That's why I was surprised to see that IGN had all the coverage. But yeah, 10,000 max is what I think it will make in the first in its first run. I would be surprised if there is a lot of physical copies of this game, because there is a physical run, but. And the fact that this game is also, I think it's $60, like that's a bit pricey for a throwback too. Oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah, so definitely curious to see how this one will pan out, especially since it seems like it's a better game. It's a better game, or it's looking to turn up into a better game than that Gungrave Gore did. Which, my god, just Gungrave Gore, holy crap, what a shit show. And well, mostly because of the fact that, you know, just when it was revealed, the hype machine was on so hard, and then curiously 1 month right before Gungrave Gore comes out, just promos go silent, and it was just kind of like one of those, yo, did something happen? Is everything okay? And then just nothing came up out of it. And it was like, okay, well, you know, just sounds like something came up, and maybe they're no longer confident in this. You know, I'm kind of curious to see what the fuck is going on. And then, well, it came out, and everyone was like, yeah, just they drank into the let's make a PS2 game Kool-Aid way too hard. So you know, just the game's slow, the game's clunky, the game has some mechanics that are just not fun anymore. So it was one of those things that, you know, just was kind of curious just to see Gungrave Gore kind of results into that. It was
what the hell?
It was one of those things that was kind of curious. Oh, she's a zoner.
Okay, got it. I'm still trying to figure out movements here. Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm not that great at Guilty Gear. So.
And well, it is a bit of an unfair matchup because there was a period in my life where I played a lot of competitive Guilty Gear, so so I don't blame Wiz for having a bit of a struggle.
Okay, all right. So unfortunately, we don't see a lot of good happening to Wanted Dead on this point. There really is barely anybody playing the game, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of reviews for this game either. I think this is one of those things where the vast majority of YouTubers and outlets will probably skip it until if it ends up being good, then people will be like, yo, you guys are sleeping on this, and then maybe a couple months later, we'll hear some people reviewing it. But other than that, I think that's it. We're not going to see much in sales. Okay, so let us get into some of the news that happened this week. And, oh my god. Character's fucking annoying. Okay, here we go. I should have practiced this a lot more earlier. Okay. So let's get into some of the news that happened this week. We had a bunch of different live service games either stop development or closing this past week. So let me get into some of the lists of games that is closing down soon. I think the big one this week, and the one that I guess surprised me a little bit, was that Rumbleverse is now shutting down after 6 months of being out. This game has been developed by Iron Galaxy for a couple of years now. They released it, I guess, in early access, or they just released it, I guess, about 6 months ago. And they're announcing that they are shutting it down due to, I guess, a lack of a player base. I played this game for a little bit. It's not bad. I'm just not a battle royale kind of guy, so I didn't really dive into it. But apparently, that's a lot of people at this point. It seems like no one played the game, so I was actually kind of shocked by that this game got shut down so quickly.
Yeah, and it's a shame because it was yet again another battle royale game, but what made it neat was the fact that it was a melee-focused battle royale game. Mm-hmm. And with the fact that it was a melee-focused battle royale game, in particularly, it was more focused on wrestling. So just crazy, like wrestling-styled moves and stuff like that. Yeah, it just seemed like it was a breath of fresh air in just the world of, we're gonna make a battle royale. It's going to be yet another, just guns, drab environments, and just that sort of a thing. And just again, not to disparage on anyone who likes the shooter-based battle royales, but yeah, just when every other battle royale game is pretty much just a shooter, it's just kind of nice to see some variety in the world.
Right, but I think what this game really shows is that the battle royale genre is not as big as I think a lot of people thought it was. I mean, we just had Final Fantasy: The First Soldier, another battle royale game, is now getting shut down. That's also a mobile game.
Yeah.
We're having others, like mobile ones are starting to cease in development as it is.
Oop.
Wow, what the hell?
Yeah, just I do not know Jam very well, so
Okay.
So not a surprise that I did poorly with her, but yeah, just it was just one of those things that just sort of shocked me. Just Rumbleverse just kind of going, yeah, we're pulling the plug because we just can't sustain at this kind of pace. And I was just like, oh well, that's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
And I got to check on my arcade stick here. So yeah, that was a bit unusual to see the announcement, especially just when I think Iron Galaxy was extremely proud of it. They were just like, hey, we're freaking excited. We can't wait for everyone to check this out, play it, everything just seemed like is coming out on top, and then here they are going, yeah, just we regret to inform everybody, but just we have to freaking call it quits. That's weird. Why is but yeah, goodness, what is it? What's the next one? Oh, the next one that also kind of surprised me, but also sort of didn't, was Crossfire X.
Now, Crossfire X, I think, is shutting down in the U.S., correct? Because Crossfire is a game that I believe in South Korea is huge. It is a big game, like in other regions, but it just did not do well here. So I think that's what's going on, is that, or maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like that U.S. version is shutting down. Which, to be fair, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. I've heard nothing but bad things about it and how the game needs a lot of work. Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, it was just kind of surprising to see the shutdown notice in America, or rather the West, because of the fact that I remember, I think Microsoft spent exorbitant amounts of money for the promotion, and they were just like, yeah, just this is one of the biggest shooters in Korea. We're so happy, we're so proud that we have a chance to highlight this unique game, and we think, and I remember just the PR machine was hard for this game, and it was just like, okay, seems like everything's a go. So what in the world happened? And then of course, just for anyone who remembered keeping track of it, just there was nothing short of just constant issues with the game. Like I think during release, one of the issues that happened was there was some sort of weapon that was extremely overpowered or something, and it ended up getting a lot of heat from the player base, going, hey, we like this game, but fix this weapon, because this weapon is making the game not fun to play. And of course, just it took them a while to do that. And then of course, the other thing that I remember Microsoft going really hard about was the single player mode. That they were just like, oh yeah, this game's got a campaign, we have Remedy working on it, it's gonna be great, and you're gonna be excited because this is a major AAA effort being put out by Remedy on this, and we can't wait for you, the players, to get into it. And then of course, when the single player campaign dropped, again, it was a dud. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, so you remember that, single player campaign? It's not very good, was essentially what every review outlet had said about the single player game. I was just like, ooh, and you're kind of like, saving grace was the fact that Remedy was working on this. Wow, one, that's not a good look for Remedy, and two, holy crap.
Yeah.
Just a game that is mostly a free-to-play game in Korea, you guys decide to blow some money on a single-player campaign and just not focus on just making sure that the service is good? Dude, guys, what are you throwing your money on?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the surprise is that it lasted as long as it did in this country with how it was. So
yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I was just like, wow, really? I thought they closed that soon after just the whole campaign of, hey, check out how cool the single player campaign is. We've got Remedy developing it. Oh, by the way, there's also this like free to play shooter element of the game and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just one of those things that was just really unusual to see. Just them kind of go spiraling way out of control with this one. So yeah, just that was kind of where I was with that. I was just like, okay, sucks that they backed Bomb, but not everyone can back winners, I guess.
Yeah. Now, I thought they had an expansion that came out in the past few months, so that expansion must have not done well at all in order for this to be shutting down soon after. So
yeah, okay. I think the expansion was I forget, but I want to say maybe I want to say the expansion was more like more single player stuff. And again, just it was bad enough that just the main single player campaign had its own issues, and now you're kind of doubling down on the single player stuff.
Yeah. So I guess Crossfire X being shut down, I guess the surprise is basically, it was still running. I guess that's
essentially that was kind of what I thought of when I saw the announcement. I was like, kind of surprised it lasted that long.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, is that how we're gonna be? Oh shit.
Oh, good God.
Right. Oh no! I thought I had you. Okay, good. Okay. The next one that's shutting down is Knockout City, the EA dodgeball game. I mean, this had okay buzz when it first came out, and people who liked it, but a couple problems from the beginning is, one, this was a paid game at first. So that limited who was going to play it in the first place. And then it took them, I think, a few months to go from paid to free to play. Oh my god. Which in itself is a problem, because then you're admitting, we don't have the player base. So, oh boy. Okay. So that became an issue. And then I think it found a small audience that it had, and that was dedicated to the game. But I guess at this point, the developers want to move on to something else, or EA wants to move on to something else.
Yeah, because the way the PR notice sounded like was this studio was bleeding money, and I guess EA was no longer willing to give them any more money to keep them going. It was just like, you guys got to close the game, or we'll close you. So I assume that was probably what happened.
Yeah. Again, this is kind of a surprise, because EA did put a lot of money into this. So I guess that is kind of a surprise on that end. But here's a question. Is Rocket Arena still running?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's another one.
That's a game I haven't remembered in a good ass while.
Yeah. I would... not rematch. Well, whatever. If you're going to do character select, we'll go to character select. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try somebody else. But yeah, I guess, and this is another one of those, I am not surprised by this, but, a little bit surprised, but not really. It's more of a, I can see why, but I thought it had a big enough audience where it could sustain itself. Apparently not, or at least not for EA, at least, so they want to put more money into the game. Ending development as of right now is Back for Blood. Now, the game is still going to run.
Actually, one major point about the closure of Knockout City.
Good.
They did make a huge announcement. So the PC version, they are looking into releasing a server client for PC. So essentially, if you choose to play it on PC, you will be able to basically play the game for life.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, which is amazing in this day and age, because normally you don't see really just a lot of multiplayer companies, giving any of their products some aftercare, like, oh hey, we get it, no one's playing this game, so so here's like the server code, you can run your own servers or whatever. It's usually, hey, we're shutting down the servers, and just thanks for all the fish, we're out of here.
Yeah. Oh my god, this guy tires? Are you kidding me? Okay.
Oop.
Okay. Well, that is good that they are going to make it available for other people. I have a shirtless dwarf. Well, so it is good that they're doing that. Another game that's doing that is Gwent. Gwent's shutting down at the end of this year. but they're doing this thing called Gwentfinity, where at the end of its cycle, the CD Projekt Red is going to, I guess, give it to the community to do stuff with, which I guess that's cool and all, but yeah. So that's good, at least, I guess. So I guess it also means that EA sees no other way of making money off of it. So, uh-oh. Oh, man, you crossed me. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. There we go.
Oh,
okay.
By a frame, my god.
Okay, so ending development now is going to be Back for Blood. That came out 2 years ago. It got shaky reviews, but it developed a bit of a following. But they're not shutting it down. They're just ending development, which, is fine. Like, if they're done with the game and the game is good enough for people to keep playing, I have no issue with that at all. Like, that's fine. So people who still bought the game can still play it. No big deal about that one. The games do not have to be forever games. So the fact that this is now ending development, like, unless you're like a die-hard Back for Blood fan, and you think there should be more content, I don't think this is that big of a problem.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shame because the game still has its issues. I think the community's been trying to be a little bit more open with telling Colonel Bach, hey, there are some issues. We'd love for you to take a look at them, but unfortunately, I think the issues have kind of gone on deaf ears, and unfortunately for the player base, with them now further announcing, hey, we're not going to touch this game anymore. So see you later. Just we're done here. It's a bit of a sad shame to see, but
yeah,
it's just kind of the nature of games, as we both seen, just with kind of doing freelance reporting over the years.
Right, and the problem might be that the issues that... Oh my god, he gets tired real quick. The issue might... Oh, come on, man. The issue just might be that the problem that they're having takes too much development time and too much money to make, and they're not going to see a return investment on doing that, so they're not going to do it. Which, okay, that might be the case. So, uh-oh. Whew. There we go. I see when he does a combo, he does not get tired. Uh-oh, god damn it. Are you on your... Go ahead.
But yeah, just I'm kind of in the camp that I wish they worked a little bit harder on Back for Blood, because the game wasn't like the best thing in the world, but it wasn't like absolute garbage either.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some people who feel very strongly that they'd rather play a Left 4 Dead 1 with mod support and all this other stuff, but at the same time, I kind of like the element of just missions having a random structure and everything. Mm-hmm. But I think really the main flaw that I had issue with for Back 4 Blood was the sort of the enemy director, because sometimes it would set up these impossible mobs. Like, I think one mission that I was playing with friends at a LAN party, it had a mission structure of, oh yeah, there are going to be very little like regular ass zombies, but P.S. they will have this mission will have tons of boss zombies walking around. So it just we'd deal with a couple zombies, and then we'd see like just one of the special infected just kind of prowling around and just going, oh god, here we go, and then just we'd kind of do our thing, kind of wander around, and then oh no, there's another boss monster. God, why game? Why must you punish us so? And it was kind of a fun thought, but like to have this mission variant come up on easy mode, yeah, it was just like this isn't something you want coming up in easy mode, because I mean some of my friends who were playing at this LAN party, they really didn't play these kind of games, so I was hoping for a little bit of a gentler introduction, and yeah, to get this as one of the mission variants, it was like, what are you doing, guys? What are you doing?
I want to just note that, oh, she's cute. Look at this. Huh. What happened? Oh, okay. I didn't know they could make the character so adorable in this game. Look at that. Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked. There we go. Beware my yo-yos of doom. Oh. Uh-oh. What the?
Command throw.
Jesus.
I'm just gonna have to be careful. But yeah, just overall, just sad to kind of see them sort of just I guess for I guess technically it would be them kind of giving up on the game.
I mean, sure. I mean, well, maybe they didn't intend for it to be a forever game, but my guess is if it made a lot of sales, they probably would have. But 2 years of developing a game and stuff like that, and it being pretty feature complete, not a bad thing. Like unless you're a huge fan of the game and you just wanted more of it, I mean, I wouldn't be too upset by this. Oh my god. I don't know how to play this character. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna lose on this one now, aren't I? There we go.
Yeah, Axel's actually a character I have little experience in, mostly because I kind of tried to learn him from a friend challenging me.
Damn, really?
Whoop.
Oh my god, really? Okay. Alright.
But yeah, I mean, it had an okayish run for about 2 years, but again, still just would have liked to have seen them kind of address some of the stuff, like maybe better tuning of lobbies, maybe some way to kind of set a lobby up so you wouldn't have like situations like I had where I was trying to set up like an easy lobby for some friends who don't really play stuff like Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead or Vermintide, and not have like this giant boss rush thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess if you're asking for more of that game, it's not happening. But hey, like I said, they completed the game in my mind, so it doesn't need to be a forever game. Not every game has to be. So as long as they're keeping it running, then I don't see that big of an issue with it. I mean, it's not like it's Evolve, where now that even though you bought the game, you can't play it anymore. So, oh my god. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Johnny. I think that's what I'm going to start doing, is I don't know anything about... Okay, I did something there. Ooh. Uh-oh. So, canceled games that happened this week. EA went on a canceling spree, apparently, and canceled a bunch of games that were in development. And it looks like, with the exception of, well, there's 3. 2 of them were mobile games, and another is a single-player game based on one of their free-to-play games, which is also based on one of their single-player games. But anyway, right now, well, it looks like they've canceled both versions of Battlefield and Apex Legends Mobile. That has been announced or has been reported on this week. I didn't hear much about either of them, so I think they were announced and that was it. So they must have seen that a lot of... Like, I really wonder, like, how many gamers are playing Fortnite? Well, no, I think maybe a lot of people are playing Fortnite on mobile, but I wonder how much of it is at that point, that it requires its own development. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Kai's my dude.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, just I don't remember much rumblings on both Titanfall, Battlefield Mobile and Apex Legends Mobile, because I think EA also announced that on top of them being canceled, I think Apex Legends Mobile is actually shutting down too. It was kind of in a soft release of sorts, so that was kind of something that amazed me too. I was like, wow, just, you know, I would have figured with Apex Legends Mobile, they would have just gone hard with advertising on that, especially with the fact that Asia, particularly India and China, would have been huge markets for for games like Battlefield Mobile and Apex Legends Mobile. But maybe they got into the game too late, and games like PUBG Mobile and Fortnite are kind of eating their lunch right now. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Possible, or maybe just that game was not up to snuff to where it needed to be. Or because you also don't want to have the mobile version slowing down the main version where everyone else is. So, like, let's say that if you have a mobile person playing and it causes a lot of lag and makes it unplayable for others, you don't want that either. So they might have also had technical hurdles that they couldn't get past. So I don't know. Like, I'm a little surprised too, but then I also wonder how much of an audience there is for those mobile games at a certain point. I know Asia it does, but Asia also has Call of Duty as well, mobile, that is huge there too. So you have another behemoth you have to deal with. So, okay. And then you mentioned it in passing. Titanfall Legends was the other one that was canceled. They called it a single-player game based on the Apex Legends universe, which is the Titanfall universe. But anyway. So they've canceled that, which has gotten a lot of people upset that another Titanfall is not being made once again. But I know the reasons why a lot of people think that, you know, Titanfall was canceled or is not being made in another two, or why Titanfall 2 did not do well in sales, and I understand and I get that. But if you look at it at, well, what do you call it? In EA's perspective, I guess, that it needs to make a ton of money in order to actually get it. And Titanfall is not a brand that's made a lot of money, even though Apex Legends is doing very well. But a lot of people don't realize that Apex Legends is based off of Titanfall. So, it doesn't surprise me they canceled it. I think it sucks too. I want another Titanfall, but I'm also not surprised that this is happening. You okay there, Zero? Zero?
Sorry, I had to take a bathroom break.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, as far as Titanfall Legends goes, it saddened me a lot because I loved the universe of Titanfall 2. And as did many other people in the world. Just, they thought the universe of Titanfall 2 was really cool, really neat. And, you know, just a lot of people were kind of expressing they were hungering for more Titanfall 2 lore. And of course, there was a surprise announcement of, hey, we're going to look into doing some single player content for Titanfall. For the Titanfall universe. Please stay tuned. And just there was generally, I thought, a lot of excitement over it. But I guess something happened, and or maybe just EA just kind of went on the whole, hey, we gotta do more multiplayer stuff because Battlefield's not in good shape, and we're struggling against the Call of Duty juggernaut. So yeah, maybe we should start paring down some of our projects and maybe try to focus on some of the other potential avenues we can leverage.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my take on it.
And you're probably right on that. Yeah, you're probably right on that. That it just led to a lot of the issues that they're having with other games have led to them canceling this content. Because this is also not content that's going to really sell. It may sell decently, but it's not going to sell a lot to probably get its money back. Especially since Titanfall, the Titanfall universe requires a lot of tech in order to actually get it done right. It has to look really good. So, yeah, I can see why that is the case. So those are the cancellations that happened. Some delays that happened this week as well. The PC port for Last of Us Part 1 is delayed by a few weeks, so it's not going to end on the same week that the series is going to end. It looks like it's going to be a few weeks later. Not a big delay, but a delay nonetheless.
Yeah, and I assume that's probably not ideal for Sony, especially because just I would assume that that it was probably in their interest to have everything kind of line up. That way, just the show ends, you've got the PC release, and just the hype machine's on high, and everyone's still talking about the show, and then you've got people going, oh well, the PC game came out. Oh sweet, yeah, just I should check that out. And now that you've got a delay on it, I would assume that's probably a disappointment for Sony, because now they can't leverage sort of the hype machine of people coming down from the TV show, and then just being able to leverage that and go, hey, just they've got a game coming out too, so maybe I should check that out. And now the game might lose some mind share because it doesn't follow the TV show ending. So I don't know, just it's a bit. I would assume there's probably somebody at Sony who's a bit upset at this, but that's my presumption.
Right. But this is also a game where, when it came to PC, the sales are going to be limited, but you're going to get those guaranteed sales. So I don't think this is going to cause The Last of Us Part 1 to lose sales on PC. It will just mean that maybe the extra amount that it could have had due to the series ending would have possibly gotten a little more mind share. I think that's pretty much all that it was going to do on that one. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is delayed by 6 weeks. Not that big of a deal, I think. I mean, they weren't in a... Well, they really weren't in a crowded spot in March. So them going to April is not crowded either. So, again, not that big of a deal. And then Star Wars as a brand is big enough where if you release it anytime, it's going to make big sales. And since this is a sequel to Fallen Order, which did really well, I think you're not going to have much of an issue either. So, yeah, not a delay, but not a big delay, I would say.
Yeah, I think Fallen Order, excuse me,
Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor, I think it's probably going to be fine, especially with the fact that the first one did relatively well. Star Wars fans are probably going to be itching to play this one, and yeah, I think honestly it'll probably be fine. I think some people were talking about that the April release date brings it in range of the Resident Evil 4 remake, but I think the audience that likes or that liked Jedi Fallen Order and the folks that played Resident Evil, they're kind of not really groups that sort of cross-pollinate. So I think honestly the sales for Jedi Survivor are probably going to be fine.
Right. Do you need me to invite you back in, or what?
Sorry, you were
That's
breaking
good.
up for a second.
Do you need me
Can
to
you say
invite
that
you?
again?
Do you need me to invite you back in?
Oh no, I'm good.
Oh, okay. There we go. You're
But
just too
yeah,
afraid.
but yeah, just honestly, just I think Jedi Survivor is probably going to be fine. Even though, just I know some people are like, oh well, just they're just way too close to each other. This is bad because there's just a potential for loss for Respawn to be cursed with releasing in the shadow of another good game. But again, I just don't really see the two groups kind of cross-pollinating with each other or cannibalizing each other's sales.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
But
So-
the last game that got announced a delay that you had mentioned on today's weekly dividend notes was Forza Motorsport.
Now, there wasn't a firm date to this game. This is just rumored that it was delayed. That it was supposed to come out in the first half of this year, and now the date is possibly Q3. Which, I guess when we talked about what happened in the developer stream a week ago, is what I figured was happening. Is that since they didn't show any gameplay, that either it was delayed or I get that basically it was going to be delayed at some point. So this is not a surprise, though this is not even confirmed either, but it just made sense to add that on there.
Yeah. Overall, just I was kind of I think me and you were both in the same boat with regards to the developer stream. That just it was nice of them to kind of show all the eye candy, but just no actual gameplay, no actual kind of like show off of any of the mechanics, and it was kind of one of those things that it was just like, okay, just something wrong with development, or just did Gran Turismo 7 spook you guys with how the reaction was to just 7 not having any true like single or not true single player content, but 7 Gran Turismo 7 fell short of single player content.
Boom.
Oh god, I didn't realize that struck low.
Make a miracle, what? Oh, why am I looking at the background? God damn. Okay. Okay. Oh, can you not pick up the coins? Shit. Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh wow, that was actually nailed that one for once.
Damn. I didn't know I could super jump. Ah. Uh-oh. Hey, you can disappear. That's not right.
He's a ninja.
He's barely wearing any clothes. How is he a ninja?
Well, he's a weeb ninja.
Oh, okay. All right. Take that. Eat my coin.
But yeah, so overall, just it'll be interesting to see if they have anything to announce by summer, or if they have any actual gameplay, or if they even show off like the car modding thing. Because I know that one of the things that they talked about a lot in the developer event was, oh hey, we have like hundreds of parts that you can customize your cars with. And of course, I mentioned it on that podcast that some of the people in the Forza Motorsport community have kind of clapped back on Microsoft in Turn 10 and said, okay, well that's nice, but why the hell are you still using the same Forza custom wing that we've had ever since Forza 4? So, which again, completely fair point.
Yeah.
So, they didn't show any like unique car parts from like some of the premium tuner brands and stuff like that. So, again, I 100% get it. I can understand why people are complaining and taking issue with it. So just definitely would like to see them show a little bit more of some of the customizing content, but just ultimately we'll have to see what they show off when they decide to kind of make a substantial showcase.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, this kind of makes me want to play Strive a little bit more again. When I played Strive, I think last year, it didn't click on me. But now I'm starting to feel like I kind of get it. But Street Fighter 6 is coming out soon, so I. Uh-oh. You and your freaking dolphin. Die. Oh, come on!
Oh no! The whale missed. Damn it.
Die. Oh.
Whoop.
There we go. Okay.
But yeah, so I guess we will go to the next piece, which is kind of related to the Forza Motorsport delay speculation. Phil Spencer has acknowledged apparently the lack of releases on the Xbox platform.
Yeah. Now you do.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, Phil, dude.
Yeah, kind of have no choice on this one. I mean, I guess it's good that he's doing that because some CEOs or heads of departments would be like, we have a robust amount of games like Pentiment and the Artful Escape that Xbox gamers love around the world. At least he's not doing that. So, good on him, but yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things of, just maybe plan the timing of releases better, maybe try to get
how did I miss that?
Maybe try to get a hold of the control of your studios a little better.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've heard about the mismanagement of 343 Industries. We've heard about, the mismanagement of the Coalition, I believe, was another one that we've heard mismanagement talk from some of the industry insiders. But yeah, that was kind of my thought when I saw, just Phil Spencer, making mention of, hey, yeah, Xbox is a little short on titles, but it's all good. We've got good stuff coming out. It's like, okay, well, sure, you've got good stuff coming out, but just again, you should have come ahead of all the stuff, just way before, just you guys noticed you had a shortage, and maybe work with studios, maybe did some contracting, and to have releases come out a little bit more often. Something just to kind of just be I guess going by their own rhythm and going, okay, things are fine, they're not great, but they're fine, and just kind of go, oh well, not really the best thing to do. Yeah. But again, I know it's not easy being in this situation, having your hands tied and going, well, shit. Some of the stuff we had in development is not in great shape, so let's maybe, slow some shit down, maybe put studios back onto the development cycle again to make sure that things are back in order. I don't know. Just again, I don't envy Phil Spencer's situation. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's me speaking as a casual outsider.
Right. I don't envy it either, but on the other hand, he's had a lot of rope to actually fix everything that happened on the Xbox One. And even with all that goodwill, we still haven't had a good year for Xbox in what now, 6-7 years? I mean,
yeah.
at what point does Microsoft go, okay, Phil, what is your idea here? And maybe we need to go in a different direction. Because remember, the reason why he got the job is because Matrix screwed it up so badly. So, are we at a point now where maybe Phil Spencer might be replaced at some point if things don't improve by the end of this year? And this is a this year thing, because if it doesn't improve at the end of this year, I mean, I don't see them getting any more market share. Oh my God, what the hell is that?
Oh yeah, the surprise teleports. But yeah, just you bring up a great point that, just if I guess for lack of a better way of putting it, if things don't improve, I imagine Microsoft management is definitely going to start asking questions, going, okay, well, just are we wasting money on the Xbox project, or hey Phil, can you actually do something to make sure that you can even put some profit numbers?
God damn it,
I think
no.
Really the only saving grace that he has been the fact that Game Pass has been doing great, even though just I think overall sales have been low. So again, just not really a great situation for him, but at the same time, just maybe something has to change, or maybe he's got to be a little bit more aggressive on something. Because I know the one thing that's been interesting to see is they've been doing a lot of partnerships with Bandai Namco for anime games, which again is great to see, but this should have been happening so much more sooner than just kind of waiting until now to kind of address this wild problem of, oh, we don't really have enough stuff, do we?
Yeah. Oh my God, this guy's annoying. Holy shit. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Maybe Game Pass is what saves something happening to Phil Spencer at this point. But
yeah,
if management in the middle side, where it goes from the developer to development to developers, has been so bad for the past few years, I would look straight at Spencer at this point and go, "What are you doing? What's happening here?"
Yeah, why are the studios being poorly managed? What the hell is going on?
Yeah. So, but then again, Game Pass might save them. So we'll see what happens at that point. But yeah, Phil Spencer acknowledges that games not been great at this point. Activision agrees to pay $35 million over work placement misconduct. I am not sure if this deals with the sexual harassment stuff that happened there. I think this has more to do with the fact that they weren't treating whistleblowers very well.
Yeah, it was whistleblowers, and I think workers who chose to sign up for a union.
Yes.
With kind of like the really unethical union busting stuff that they've been doing.
Yeah. So that the salacious stuff that happened, I think it was a year ago at this point. I think that's still going on right now. But I do not know how to use this character. Oh, there we go. Here's the dolphin. But yeah, it uh-oh.
Ooh.
So those of you who think that this is the big one that caused all the controversy, that's not it right now. This is something different. But also, I gotta say, for union busting and treating whistleblowers badly, $35 million is a pittance. So this sounds like the government, this is the state of California, just wanted this off their books and just settled it. Hey, I know I could do that.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, just how the fuck can we make this go away?
Yeah.
And pretty much the price was agreed to, okay, 35 million, and don't harass these workers in a way that, just is brazen and open, or else, we're gonna have to do yet another quiet burying of the story again.
I don't know what I just did.
Oh, I think that was her counter super. I'm not 100% sure. I don't play May very much.
Get away from you.
Oop.
Okay.
So yeah, just I guess that's my kind of thought on the matter. Just I do agree that it might have been something that, just, hey, how do we settle this? How do we make it disappear? How do we just move the fuck on with trying to worry about the problem we have just with people wanting to take scrutiny into the Activision Blizzard deal with Microsoft. Oop. Oh god,
wow.
There we go.
Okay, next up, we talked about Dead Space Remake last week, that we thought the sales for this game are going to be pretty big. If that Callisto Protocol made all these sales, and it was mid-game, that something like this that's getting so much praise is going to get more than that. Well, early reports of sales right now in the UK are saying something different. Oh wow, that's pretty. Are saying something different, because apparently this is the physical sales only in the UK show that Dead Space has made only half as much as Callisto Protocol did in its first week. I want to say that this also has to do with the fact that I don't know how. Well, I can't say in regards to how the economy is in the UK, but I think they're also suffering a little bit at this point. But there has to be other reasons to why that maybe less people are buying this game. Also, this is after Christmas, so a lot of people are not buying as much, so that could also be the issue. We might see that this game comes back and makes decent sales later on down the road. But for it to make less sales than Callisto at this point, especially with that game being a more recognizable brand, is kind of surprising. And if that stays that way, we're not seeing another Dead Space, I think.
Yeah, I personally, I think maybe digital sales might tell a different picture, because
True.
I know one of the bigger things that has been happening is digital sales have been increasing in some countries.
That's right. You're right.
So I'd love to see what the digital sales numbers are, because if it turns out that it's actually selling, it actually sold more copies in digital form than if it's selling more copies in digital form than physical, maybe that's really the big story, and just overall just the game is selling more copies than Callisto Protocol, which again just I'm very, very curious on the numbers, because just I think one of the big numbers that came out last week was that day one sales, or day one players logging on for Steam for the Dead Space remake have been higher than Callisto Protocol. I want to say to the point of double the player numbers. So, I mean, so far Steam's looking pretty good.
Okay. So that might be, you might be right. That might be the case that the digital sales might make up for it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really going to be where, in my opinion, where the rubber hits the road. Just, I'm really, really curious to see just where things are sitting, because again, just so far the numbers that I've seen so far are suggesting that Dead Space is in much better shape than Callisto. But again, just that may not mean very much.
Yeah. Let's have some fun. I'll just do random, since I don't know how to play any of these characters. Okay. And finally, I think the last story that we have here is that a lot of buzz is going on that some YouTubers and some reporters seem to think that a Nintendo Direct is imminent by, I think, the next couple of weeks. This makes some sense. This is usually around the time that there is a Nintendo Direct. But I do also want to say and remind everybody that they also said the same thing in June about the Nintendo Direct or a digital event around E3 time, and that didn't happen. And Nintendo kind of runs through their own... Oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked. Nintendo kind of goes by their own beat. So you could just look at it and go, well, if you look at previous times, true, you could do that, but sometimes Nintendo throws a curveball and does something different. Oh, no.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been something that I've told my Discord server all the time when people post up like, oh my god, have you heard the rumor that someone says that, a Nintendo Direct is coming? And the general advice that I've had is I wouldn't believe a damn thing until Nintendo comes out themselves and says it.
Yeah, definitely. And though it is Jeff Grubb who is saying that's what he's hearing it from, and he's usually pretty good at noting when that oh my god, I get hit by that again. He's good at noting that stuff. I mean, just because he is good at it does not mean that it's definitely going to happen. They could change their mind, and Nintendo is a company that when that does happen, they do tend to just change with it. Oh my god, what the hell? They do tend to just change their mind and go, okay, well, we'll do it another time. So,
yeah.
Would I be surprised if it happened the next couple of weeks? No, not really. But that being said, be careful. You're going to have a lot of YouTubers, like they've done in the past, do a ton of stories saying, we think that it's imminent. And then they're going to start doing their wish lists and what they think will be announced, what they would want to get announced. And then what might happen is that nothing happens. So be leery. Don't get too excited. And maybe something will happen. We'll see.
Yeah. That, or I mean, we could have another situation like what happened before Direct Mini showed up, where Nintendo's social media team ended up trolling people when people were just like, I swear there's a Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow. I swear to you, just my brother in Christ, it's gonna happen tomorrow. And then just to troll people, the Nintendo social media account that day ended up posting pictures of a Chibi Robo that was on fire. And of course people were like, what could this mean? And it was like the paranoid guy joke where he's got like a bunch of red string on a pin board, like that's got a bunch of pictures pinned to the wall, and he's got like crazy theories going on.
Yeah.
People lost their minds during this. And then, of course, Nintendo ended up just quietly stealth dropping like a Nintendo Direct Mini. And, of course, at that point, you had a whole bunch of the YouTuber crowd going, oh, yeah, we totally knew it was a Direct Mini.
Oh, yeah.
Did we say that there was a full Direct coming? Oh, you totally misunderstood me, guys.
Yeah, I know. And the ones that I watched were the worst part of it, too. Or like, good lord. Or they would have content for weeks saying, oh, we're expecting a Direct or a digital event. And then when it becomes a partner showcase, like, yeah, we had a feeling this was going to happen. Like, you've never said so, bro. Come on. But, yeah.
So again, just the advice that I usually have for my Discord server, I will reiterate on this podcast. Keep your expectations dead low, and definitely don't think that it's a sure thing until Nintendo 100% puts it on their social media accounts and says, hey, by the way, we're doing a Direct whenever. then
Yeah.
at that point, you know, dead to rights. Okay, you got a direct coming, because this constant wishing and hoping for a direct and then it never comes for a long ass time, it's just going to be pure disappointment. And I remember just being in communities like our Nintendo Switch during some of these like speculation threads, and it would just be constant, oh my god, I hope this direct is coming. Oh yeah, and I hope that, this direct has every single game of my dreams. It's like, dude, you're putting the cart before the horse. There's no date yet, and you're already hoping that you're gonna get, I don't know, info on Metroid Prime 4 already?
Yeah.
Dude, you need to slow down.
And the rumor that's going around right now is that, especially with Nintendo not coming to E3 this year, the rumors going around is that Nintendo might not have a lot to announce. That this may very well be a mini, or if this is a big direct, this is the big direct of the year at this point. That the rumor that I've been hearing is that Pikmin 4 is the big game this year, and Zelda, of course. Those two are it. Nothing else is coming out that's a big of note to, or like a big deal to note of. Those are the two, and that might be the case. And you know what? If that is the case, that's fine. I mean, they released Splatoon 3, Mario Strikers. They released a lot of games last year that were pretty big. So if this turns out to be a light year, that's okay. I mean, not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Honestly, just I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this rumor direct ends up being something like a partner showcase.
Yeah.
And then maybe E3 time they do like a major direct, and then that's when Nintendo drops a whole bunch of surprise bombs that they've been holding on to. I mean, sky's the limit at this point. I mean, there's really no telling what Nintendo will do. And the other thing I have to remind people a lot of is Nintendo, since they're not competing against PlayStation and Xbox, they're kind of the mad dog. They've got nothing to lose.
Right.
So they could just do something random and go, hey guys, so yeah, random surprise drop, enjoy, and then just kind of bamboozle everyone. And I mean, we saw kind of Xbox take that tactic last week with Hi-Fi Rush, where it was just like, hey, yeah, so we've got Tango Gameworks working on this like non-horror game. It's colorful, it's musical, it's action-packed, it's neat. Oh, P.S. by the way, available today. And then just everyone just kind of going, oh my god, this is the most pleasant surprise ever. So who knows, we could have another situation like that, but Nintendo doing something at E3 time. There's just no telling now.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, do we have anything more you want to cover or add to what we've discussed?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. So that's the Weekly Dividend, guys. Next week we'll have the Weekly Dividend, and we'll cover topics that happen throughout the week. If there happens to be a Nintendo Direct, we will cover what was announced on the Direct. You should expect that when that happens. But yeah. On that note, this is the end of the Weekly Dividend. I am the Wiz.
And I'm Zero.
And we'll talk to you next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to this podcast segment. The Capital Games podcast is done every week, and we post it on all your favorite podcast apps, as well as segments on YouTube. If you want to listen to another segment, you can listen to a new one right there on the screen. We also do a movie podcast called the Capital Games Movie Club. If you'd like, you can go ahead and click on that and see all the movies that we have reviewed from that point. Thank you for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon.